All right, evening. Welcome to the Barrel House. Tonight I'm really excited. We are reviewing 1924. And so be patient with the video, watch it. I'm going to talk background on this, and then we're going to compare it to a couple. I'm not going to do blind, just to see is it worth it, not worth it. This is a little bit higher MSRP, over $100 price point, and I've got a few that are cheaper price points that I'll talk about in a little bit. But let's get this cork popped. Nice cork pop. We're gonna go ahead, and the first ever pour, we're gonna use the golden shot glass because I've been excited about this. This is going down as kind of like the most anticipated release of 2024, and so I was able to get one. I've been kind of on a list since I found out about it, like last September. So I mentioned it to an owner of a liquor store. Didn't know anything about it, so he kind of made sure that I was able to get one when he got some in. So there we are. So we're gonna let this breathe for a little bit, and this is a 10-year age statement, and it can be up to 12 year. But the same 10-year age statement, I think it's got to be at least 10. It can be upwards of over that, depending on the year. And it's 100 proof, and it is made with 2 different yeast strains. This is commemorating the 100-year anniversary of Owsley Brown from Brown-Forman, because this is under the Brown-Forman umbrella, Old Forrester. And he took 2 different barrels with 2 different yeast strands to market in Louisville and made it into bourbon with 2 yeast strands. So this is this now. So we are going with Old Forrester, and I got the other bottle and set it somewhere. There it is. So Old Forrester regular mash bill and yeast strand from Old Forrester is in 1924, and then the yeast strand from Early Times is also in 1924. Now Early Times, you're saying, well, that's not an Old Forrester product anymore. No, Brown-Forman sold it to Cesarec, and they will have their own coming out soon. But they kept the mash bill and the recipe and the yeast. It is now called King of Kentucky. So King of Kentucky is very hard to get, and one of the hardest products to get. Generally doesn't come out of Kentucky. There was only like 51 barrels total made this year, and I think this year is a 17 year, and it is basically the Early Times mash bill and yeast strand, of course, put in better areas of the rick house, aged a lot longer, but that's kind of what you're getting. So with this, we're getting a lesser version with the yeast strand of basically King of Kentucky and Old Forester. So that's kind of cool. So you're going to get some different flavor notes and stuff there. So I gave kind of a backdrop on all of that. So let's kind of move on and see what we think and compare. I've got a 10-year and a 12-year 100 proof sitting here. They're less money, and I'll say what those are in a little bit. But let's go ahead and give this a nose and see what we think. Right off the bat, it's got a lot of the Old Forester characteristics. I'm getting a little bit of a brown sugar, caramel, a little tiny bit of, I'm getting some oak, maybe a slight spice, like a real dull spice. No, maybe slightly medicine-y. I'm not sure. It could be the other yeast strand of, so let's give it a try. Just a little swirl. Oh. See, now that's right in my wheelhouse. That is absolutely delicious. That has like a little bit of a maple oak brown sugar, maybe saying a slight leather. It's got a lot of flavor. It's smooth, doesn't really get hot, and now I'm kind of getting on the back taste buds. I'm just getting some nice vanillas and light oaks, maybe a slight caramel. Let's get another little sip on it. This is a really, really, really good bourbon, in my opinion. Now, it drinks great for 100 proof. It's not hot at all. Is it worth the price? That'll be up for debate. How hard does it become to get? Does it come down a little bit? Unfortunately, it's 2024, and we're through COVID quite a bit, and I don't know if you've noticed, but bourbon prices are going like this. That's why I kind of, over the last 2 years, as I saw stuff getting ready to go up, just decided to start getting more stuff, and now I'm seeing escalated prices. So the days of these $30 and $40 bourbons and all your Sazerac stuff, you're gonna see all that stuff start going up. So is this a fair price? Not sure. We're gonna find out in a second, but I love the nose, and I absolutely, and I'm getting something else on there. I'm not as incredibly awesome about this as some of these other guys that have been doing this a lot longer than I have on other channels. So I do give my best, but I'm getting maybe like a slight pear. There's a little, call it fruity, maybe slightly fruity. It's just good. It's smooth. It's solid. I'm glad I bought it. I'm not feeling gypped. Maybe a little pricey. I paid MSRP, so if you can get it at that, it's kind of up to you. I mean, when you get in that $100 range, you got to make that decision. So we have this one. So, and I've got my new a little sip of water, like my little tin cup. Don't worry, that's not whiskey. There's water in there. So, all right. So now we're gonna go to this one, and this is one of my favorites. And this is probably almost half the price, not quite. Henry McKenna 10-year. Now, Henry McKenna 10-year is a phenomenal must-have on your shelf bourbon. So let's go ahead and try it right now compared to this. Now it's got vanillas and it's going to have caramels, and this is a 10-year 100 proof. 10-year 100 proof. So here we go. This is a Michter's. Michter's to me has a little bit more. Oh, it's hard to say the slight flavor that's there. I've never gotten a hold of a Michter 10, but Michter to me, maybe, I wouldn't call it acidic, I don't know how to explain it. It has a little bit different flavor, and the almost comes off like the wood would be, let me think about it for a second. Yes, wet wood maybe, put it that way. It's just got a little bit different flavor profile. This is rock solid, but to me they're different. And this, honestly, right off the bat, I like better. I love Henry McKenna. This is a little bit deeper, brown sugary, maybe sweeter, some vanilla, super smooth and all the way through. So I put this ahead of it for sure. I mean, this is great, but this is a higher bottle and definitely at the moment worth it to me for the price. All right, now we're going to this one, which is one of my favorites, and this is easy to find, almost easier to find than Henry McKenna. You can get this almost anywhere. You've got Knob Creek 12 years, so it's 2 years longer aged. It's 100 proof, and it's still about $40 cheaper than this. So let's try that, get a little bit more water. These are the only two I'm gonna go with. If I can ever get a hold of a Michter's 10, I'd love to try this with that side by side. And everybody out there is gonna go, oh, a lot better. Michter's 10 is even more than this. I mean, Michter's 10, if you can get it, I mean, it's a lot. It's quite a bit more than this one and it's pretty much gone for this year. It's usually allocated in the fall. So here we go. I mean, I'm a huge Knob Creek fan, so this is a big test. So if this one can hold to this one, and I will try them both side by side. I love Knob Creek 12. I love Knob Creek Single Barrel Select. So, I mean, Knob Creek, you've got vanilla, light oak, caramel. It's just, you know, just oaky, caramely, campfire deliciousness. So here we go. I mean, I want to go get some s'mores out right now and go out back and start a fire, but it is 7 below zero, so that's not going to happen. That is so good. I mean, Knob Creek 12, have it. If you don't, put it on your shelf, put it in a glass. I mean, this has to be on your shelf. Knob Creek 12 is fantastic. It is really, really good. It starts out a little bit more front spice, and I'd say maybe even a little bit more heat than this one. And then it mellows out. It's not quite as oaky, and it's not near as the brown sugar profile. And so, I mean, that's really good, but I'm gonna go back to this one right now because from what I'm thinking, this is definitely, I like it better too. I thought about doing the 1910 Old Forester, but that's a 94 proof, and it's going to be sweeter and different, so I stayed away from that and tried to go with a couple of 10 years. Oh, smoother all the way through than the Knob Creek 12. I really like this. There's people been talking about it. Is it worth it? Dead honestly, a lot of this bourbon may not be worth what you're paying for it, but it's bourbon. It's getting popular. It's going to keep staying there. This is, if you can find it, I don't know if I'd back it up and buy a second bottle. I have a lot of other really good stuff that I could compare to that. That's higher proof. I mean, Weller full proof. If you can find that, that stuff is absolutely amazing. I'm kind of looking over now. I would like to have done that, but I don't think. Yeah, here we go. Let's do one more. So I have a sample from a friend. I have some Jack Daniel's 10 barrel one. So let's do a Jack Daniel's 10 year, which is going to be a little bit less if you can find it. And let's get that. And they're both under the Brown-Forman umbrella. And I know I'm rattling on at this point, it's going a little deep, but I really want to cover this. I was really excited about this. This will probably become heavily allocated. It sounds like it already. When I got my bottle, they said that was the salesman said that's it for the year. You're going to get 6 bottles at this liquor store. So I don't know. Colorado, other places might get more, but it doesn't sound like we're going to out here. So that's going to make it more sought after. So here's the Jack 10. Jack 10 is very good. It's very good. It's similar on the start, but the Jack 10 has a little bit more spice and burn at the end, a little bit more of that hug, but rock solid. I mean, I can't knock any of them. Get the one you like, but this is better than these two, and better than this one by a fair amount, in my opinion, and better than this one. So, but you got to start saying, is it worth it for the money? So, and then the Jack 10, I'm not sure the price on the Jack 10. I don't own a bottle. I think you're paying very similar to this, maybe $10 less, and so I still go with the Old Forester. Old Forester 1924. I hope you enjoyed the review. Please subscribe if you haven't. Hit the like button, and I will probably throw up a short and just do this by itself real quick, and hopefully go check the short out. And hopefully, if you're still watching the video, you enjoyed it. And please throw some content out there and some ideas on what you think about this bottle and against it. I will probably do another video with it against the Single Barrel Statesman and some other stuff. But I am not upset that I spent the money and bought this bottle. I think this is a very good bottle, and I might try to seek out another one if I can and have a backup, because I really enjoy it. And I might be in the minority, but I'm also not been doing it as long as everybody else. So hope you enjoyed the video, and I've rambling at this point, but I was so excited to get this bottle. This is one of the biggest, most, I mean, everybody was looking for this beginning of the year, which is, I mean, in dry January, everybody's looking for a bottle and everybody's freaking out over this bottle. And generally there's nothing else, there's no releases, there's no allocations. It's just sheer boredom. So this was incredible. One on a shelf, one on a glass. See you soon. Cheers, everybody.